Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. As promised, we're following up our Otherworld Gate video with a topic that will interest all Ragnarok X Next Generation gamers: shadow weapons. In this video, you'll learn everything you need to know about shadow weapons, including what they are, how to get and upgrade them, and then how they will benefit you. You may be asking, what are shadow weapons? Today, I hope to answer that question in detail, but first, here's a quick description. Shadow weapons are advanced weaponry that you can only get if you are part of a guild. They are much more powerful than basic weapons, and they possess amazing skills which you can add, customize, and upgrade to your liking. Now, let's get into some details. The first important step to walk through is the awakening process. This is how you actually get the shadow weapons to begin with. In the awakening process, you will basically be unlocking the ability to create the shadow weapon and then creating it from specific materials. The next few moments, we will cover the details of this process, so let's dive in. First, let's go to the guild territory, since that is where everything takes place. Once there, find the temple. Pray to the goddess, and she will then show you what shadow weapon options are available for your character. Look at the two options, and then click the claim button for which one you want to work towards. After you choose which shadow weapon you wish to awaken, the first task is to complete 15 quests. There are tons of quests for you to choose from, so glance through the list and see what you want to start with. Some of the quests are simple, like reaching base level 40, and then some are more difficult, like participating in the Otherworld Gate battles and killing 30 bosses. This takes time, so be patient and take your time. You really can't rush this process. Once you've completed the 15 quests needed, you can click Awaken on your weapon of choice, and the next phase will pop up for you to complete. This is the creation phase. Dun, da, da. There will be a few materials needed for this next phase. You will need Luminary Silver Bow 1s, Zenny, and Guild Coins. The hardest item to procure is those Luminary Silver Bows. You can buy them at the Exchange Center or create them at the Furnace NPC. Quickly, let's go through the creation smelting of the bows so that you understand that process if you want to go that route. First, you need to find the smelting NPC. He looks like this cute little furnace, so find that guy. Once you're there, select the Luminary Silver Bow 1. Then there's going to be a little plus sign, and click that and you'll see what materials you need. A few different bow options will pop up. You can get these from the daily instances, boss hunts and such, or from the Exchange Center. In addition to these kind of basic bows, you'll also need Luminary Soul Stone 1. These can be mined or bought at the Exchange Center. Once you have those bows and the Soul Stone, you will then need to create a total of 36 Luminary Silver Bow 1s. If you do the process twice, the smelting process, with a max of 18 each time, you'll have what you need pretty quickly. Once you have enough bows, click Awaken. Now you have a level 1 shadow weapon. Now that you have a level 1 weapon, let's upgrade this thing. We will quickly go through level 2 and level 3 upgrades, as these will unlock the different attributes and skills for the shadow weapons. Then we'll go through those one by one. Here's the process for upgrading from level 1 to level 2. For this bow upgrade, you can again smelt or buy the Luminary Silver Bows at the Exchange Center. We are going to smelt. So you're going to go through the same process as before. Smelt the luminary silver bow. Create a lot of silver bow ones. Because this next step, you're going to synthesize these silver bow ones into luminary silver bow 2s. There is a 3-to-1 ratio for the synthesizing, but this is a much easier process than straight smelting of silver bow 2s. It's going to save you time and money, so it's definitely a worthwhile hack. One thing you should know is that after you have all the luminary silver bow 2s that you need and you go to level up, that attempt can fail. So just keep that in mind. Now, from going from level 2 to level 3, the process is pretty similar and it should feel pretty easy since you've done it a few times now. This time we need luminary silver bow 3s plus Zenny and guild coins. It's the same process for luminary silver bow 1s, then synthesize the luminary silver bow 2s that you need. Now you're going to take those level 2 bows and synthesize them again into luminary silver bow 3s. So this is also a 3-to-1 ratio. So let me kind of break down the math of that for you really quickly. If we start with 90 silver bow 1s, once we synthesize, we're going to get 30 silver bow 2s. If we synthesize that again, we're going to get 10 silver bow 3s. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have to make a lot of bows for this process, basically. So to get your 45 total, we have to go through this process a few times. Again, this is a little bit of a costly upgrade adventure, but it's so worth it. You can continue to do this process as much as you want. Right now, it looks like we can go up to a level 8, but there may even be 10 or so levels for the shadow equipment upgrades. So there's a lot of room here to make really amazing weapons. In addition to leveling up your weapon overall, there are also specific attributes you can add to your weapon or skills you can level up as well. So remember, this is super duper customizable. Depending on your character type, you will have different skills that you can level up. Since Krazop is a sniper, we will focus on the skills that you can upgrade on our bow. When you're looking at your shadow weapons specs or stats, you'll see a half moon shaped dial with a few different items listed. Here's what's there: Inscription, Pioneer, Bound, Engrave, Validation, Contract, and Soul. Let's go through each of them with a few details. For the first couple of items on the half moon dial, you'll see 6 cards, each with their own attribute that unlocks as you upgrade the weapon. For example, let's look at Inscription first. Let's see, how about Crit 1 attribute? Click Level Up and it will show you what requirements there are and what you need. Looks like we need an Inscription 1, and we can get these in the Exchange Center or randomly in the KVM award boxes from your guild. You can also get them in the Ultimate Showdown. Next, if you look at Pioneer, which is the next one on the dial, the options will look very similar, but the attributes will be different in accordance with what can be added to the Pioneer. Next down is going to be our skills. If you're adding one of the 3 new skills to your half moon dial, there's going to be a few extra steps. So let's look through that process together. Let's look at Bound as an example. That's our first one. Click Bound, then the skill list will pop up. Look through the skills and figure out which one you'd like to add to your weapon. When you click on a said skill, it will show you what you need in order for this to be added to your weapon. In our example, for concentration 1, you need bound 1. This is found in the other world. You can get them in the other world gate individual reward boxes, but they kind of just give you random items, so just have that in mind. The other item you need is the Luminary Silver Bow 2. We talked about how to make this item earlier in the video, so you can refer back to that if you're unsure how to get or make that item. Once you have those materials, you can add that skill to your repertoire and then continue to upgrade it. You can also add Engrave or Validation. These are very similar to Bound. Your items can be found in the other world gate, so make sure you're participating in those fights and getting some goodies from the individual reward boxes. Once you have all these snazzy skills leveled up, select the skill you want to use and then click Equip so that the helpful effects will help out your weapon. This needs to be done for Bound, Engraved, and Validation so those skills can go into effect. If you don't click Equip, they're not going to be doing anything for your weapon. The Contract is the next one down, and it requires the third job, so I will have an update on that coming out soon. The last one on that dial is the Soul item. For this to be unlocked, you need to obtain Soul 1, and this can be gotten from the Guild vs. Guild, or win the castle. As a quick side note on these dial items, once you level up an attribute to level 10, your shadow equipment will need to go up to the next level before you can upgrade that attribute anymore. So like for us, if the bow was at level 3 overall, and we got some attribute to level 10, we would need to go to a level 4 bow in order to upgrade that attribute anymore. There are also chances for these level ups to fail in the leveling process, so just don't be too surprised if you see that happen. Okay, the last piece. These upgrades require so much time, money, and energy, so we want you to know that this is all spent for a good reason. So to wrap up this video, let's talk about the benefits of having the shadow weapons and upgrading them through the different levels as discussed in this video. First and foremost, Ragnarok X Next Generation is all about having fun and using your creative, problem-solving minds to advance your character as you learn more about the Ragnarok world and face new challenges. This is done through improving your skills, gaining assets, questing, and grinding, so you have the resources you need to upgrade and keep pressing forward. All of this is aided by the shadow equipment. Eventually, your basic weapons will reach the limit of their helpfulness, and you're going to need something stronger. That's where the shadow equipment comes in. If you follow this path and get the shadow equipment, you will immediately notice the difference in your battles. This is one amazing way to move forward in Ragnarok X Next Generation. It comes with its fair number of challenges, but as you will see, the benefits will make it well worth your time. And don't just take my word for it. Try it out for yourself and see how much of an improvement it is. Then share your experiences with me. I would love to hear from you on how it's going. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful as we are all learning a lot about Ragnarok X Next Generation. Happy gaming!